Cities are, to start with, in many ways transport solutions where you significantly reduce the amount of movement required because we are all closer together.
America. Our cameraman flies over New York, Long Island and Westbury to see the latest method of dealing with traffic congestion. This is an engineer's brainwave, a system of bridges and curves that makes a hold-up unlikely and a crash impossible. Trouble is, if you get on the wrong road, you have to go home and start again.
Post-war, the big transport revolution was, of course, the motor car.
In 1939, General Motors, then a technology company, sponsored a vision for a new type of city. A city that was driven by cars that allowed people to spread outwards.
That means these cities have been de-densifying, they have lost their urbanity, they have become residential dormitory areas separated from where people work.
The issue is that the more cities expand outwards, the harder it is for these cities to work.
That confronted the city with a proposition about how to organize a metropolitan region which is quite anti-urban. It no longer requires public space, it no longer produces proximity and exchange. And I think that's a development which we now regret.
As cars became the go-to mode of transport, cities started to morph and expand outwards to facilitate car use. With more than one vehicle for every 2 people, Dubai is one of the world's most polluted and congested cities. But that's something authorities are trying to change, with ambitious plans that could bring flying cars and self-driving pods to the city in just a few years.
The whole built environment sector today is trying to solve problems which have been created because of visions of cities driven by technology. The biggest risk that we have today is actually going back to that old mentality and trying to build cities of the future around any new technology.
If we're trying to assess what's now happening in the future, a very important criteria for urban transport is capacity. How many people are we actually able to move within very confined space? Maybe some cities will insist that autonomous driving will have to be based on shared mobility and on public vehicles, taxis that may be able to fly and operate passengers in the 3rd dimension. Equally, the question will be, what's the capacity going to be? And ultimately, we need to remind ourselves what the city is there for. The main idea of cities is to bring us together, to enjoy public life, to enjoy public environments, and make these public environments as attractive as possible.